It looks like they're going to cop an L, and it's going to be a serious one.
Oh,
Speakeasy here on the flank. How many can he find? The double spray! Look at him go! He's taken them to the funeral!
In this video, we'll be discussing the importance of knowing when to act and when to play it safe. Rainbow Six Siege is a game based heavily on timing and making as few mistakes as possible. But knowing what situation calls for what action can sometimes make or break rounds. Think of it this way. Doing nothing is sometimes better than doing something. Staying alive helps a lot more than you think. Patience and timing are both very important aspects of Rainbow Six Siege. One of these factors, patience, can be taught and learned, whereas timing is more of an inner feeling and understanding of the flow of the map. You can never fully be in control of timing, but you can minimize the damage from it if something were to go wrong. For example, having a buddy nearby for a refrag or a trade if you were to fall, not being exposed while doing something risky, and always try to play for better odds. Every decision you make has odds behind it of working out. If you go for a risky play with a high reward, well, typically that also opens up more possibilities of bad timing and bad outcomes. But when it works out, you cash out. It's up to you to read the map and understand two things. Where does your team have control? And do you understand the risk of acting as opposed to playing it safe? Flanking is a very controlled science. It's almost like having a spider sense, and it often comes down to understanding the map flow and possible locations of enemies based on where they should be or where they're trying to get to. One of the greatest players in the lurk flank role to me is Citizen from G2. It's almost like he can always feel or smell the presence of nearby enemy players because he understands the flow of the game so well, and it's very beautiful to watch.
Well, the team talk has worked. 2 kills off the bat, and it looks like they're angling themselves for this third. Blaz is the one that's loose underneath in Mudroom, concerned about the possibility of the hop in on the window that they played before, but it's a little bit of a standoff right now. The standoff, however, seems to be playing to the favor of G2, who can body press the site and get one more. They've got to move back. They've got to find it, but they don't. The cover was there, and so is a flawless round.
But sometimes knowing when not to flank is just as important. Sometimes it's better to keep more players together and close to an objective. It's all a matter of knowing when to try something disruptive against your opponents or when to play it safe.
I don't think there's a reason to be going for this flank. I mean, it might work out, but well, that's another pick.
I honestly don't really mind it because this Mira is aced and they already have kitchen hatch open, so I don't actually think it's a bad idea to like apply pressure here if he plays it correctly and doesn't over aggress.
So one of them.
I think Barring dies on the flank, but maybe they don't know Twist is there.
So now the round's just falling back.
Yeah, Twist is gonna win this round, I think.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Good plays.
Good plays
So
by
that's
Slash, yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I do get the flank. It's just then when you got that second kill on the board, then now it's a 5v3 and you're still on flank. Like I would have just ran back if that would have been me, just to like help the team on site.
Peeking and swinging. Knowing when to be aggressive is of course super important, but it's also not something you're gonna do all the time. If you're able to hold an angle or hold a strong position without giving your opponent a clear shot at you, then sometimes doing nothing is better than doing something. You don't want to be this guy. And then at other times, your opponents will give you no choice but to get in their faces. And as long as you have a man advantage, for example in a 2 versus 1, as long as you play together, you can ensure almost a guaranteed round win.
Last man alive is going to be Dioigoi. He's tucked around. He's got people to his left, people to his right. You've got Fabian over here, Falco as well inside of the bathroom. They know the last man's going to be A. They know he's got the diffuser. There's 35 seconds to go. He's going to try to go for this plant, and he will get it down successfully. There is no need to take an over amount of risk here from Penta. They've got 45 seconds now. They know where he's at. They are going to collapse on him at the same time. Some ghost shots going to come in. You're going to see a dual peek here. They're going to say, look for the corners. Going to go 1, 2, 3. They're going to go for the shots, and he misses one. He's not going to look for the side, but he gets it. And now it's going to be Fabian getting the win for his team.
Intel versus activity. Droning or gathering intel might seem mundane or slow, but it's also extremely crucial to winning rounds at Siege. Sometimes it's better to allow cameras and intel to do the heavy lifting for you. Remember, staying alive helps more than you think. So if you can check an area with a drone as opposed to with your body, it's important to consider whether you're worth losing in that scenario. Losing a drone is a lot less damaging than losing a player, so it's important to assess the risk each and every time before taking action. If you want to hold long disc, you can hold it with your body, with the risk of dying or losing the gunfight. Or you can use your drone to gain that exact same piece of information, and if the enemy kills your drone, well, not only do you have another one, or your teammate has another one, but you're also still alive and you can play throughout the round. Here's a good way to think about it. Stop doing something that your drone could be doing instead.